My name is Hallie Schiff. I'm an abstract process painter from New York, and I'm really happy to be exhibiting this body of work here at the PII Gallery in Philadelphia. This body of work is called Ruined, and how did I come to create this? This is not mostly painting like I normally do. One of the things that I'm really interested in is archaeology and prehistory and the people before pre-literature, like the people in the caves, and I really feel a connection with those people in the prehistoric time, and that's one of the things I'm interested in. So these works here reflect the beginning of this body of work where I decided to work with fire. Fire is something that people used long ago, and they discovered it, and I wanted to see how I would work with fire, and I had this idea of what would the fire do on my work. So I tried with these canvases. I started out burning a little bit until I got a hole in the canvas, and then I had to see, what am I going to do now that I have this hole here? So these are the beginning works in this series, and I ended up putting a wood behind it, or in some screening or some metal, and I would turn it around, and I had bits of the canvas there. These pieces, in a way, like this one reminds me of Pompeii with the ash, when this volcano erupted and all of a sudden everybody was just stuck in their position, and this reminded, I was thinking of that. This reminds me of this. When I'm working, sometimes I only understand what the picture is about once the picture is finished. Through my working, I can understand what it is I'm trying to say sometimes. And this is over here, this picture, I have some of the, because I'm interested in the pre-writing, I liked one of my marks, I scratch into the surface, and that is part of my marks that I use on my work also. As I was continuing to work on these pictures, I would ask myself sometimes, how much can I burn this canvas and have it still hold together as a piece of work? These canvases, by the way, they were all my canvases that were old paintings that were not working, so I wanted to use them. So I started out with my old canvas, and how much can I burn? How much can I let the fire just go? How much at random, how much accident can I let happen with the fire? If it was too much, it would all just be, carbonized and just all ashes. So how much can I burn and still have it be called a painting or a work of art? So that was a question in my mind. How far can I go with this and still have it be a painting or an artwork? With this piece, also, you could see on the back, there's some screening, and I used wire here. I burn it, and I put more paint. Sometimes I added enamel paint here to splash on it, because maybe a workman in this warehouse would be walking past and he spilled some paint on this picture, on this canvas that was lying there in my mind in this fictional warehouse. So I tried to imagine the pieces that would go into each work and how it would look. It could look random, but it's hard to create something that looks random. So it was a difficult challenge for me, but I really enjoyed trying to meet the challenge and trying to create something that looked random but still worked as an artwork. And this was a project and a problem that I was really loving to try and solve. So as I kept working on these paintings with the fire, this new idea also came about a warehouse in my mind. I was thinking of a a warehouse where there might have been a big fire, an industrial warehouse, and what would happen, what would I see after this fire walking through the warehouse. And I thought, you know, pieces of rope or metal or wood and splattered paint on pieces of wood and objects. People were running past and dropping things. And I thought this idea of these pieces would work well in these, my canvases that I had burnt. So I was ending up, I burnt the canvases more, and so there was sometimes even the canvas pulled away from the stretcher bars. And once I had burnt the canvas, then I would add wood or char the wood first and put paint on the wood or put nails in. And as I did that on one side, I saw that the other side was becoming a composition also. So I thought, let me work on the other side. It became like 3D chess to me. I'm working on one side and the other side, and it was so interesting to me that I have now a work on this side and a work on that side. And then there's also how the light goes onto the painting on the wall. You can get a shadow that's cast, which is also so interesting. Even the way that these particular works are hung on the narrow side, I thought this was really different and a very interesting way to see these works. I had never seen anybody hang paintings like this before. And it was so interesting to me to work this way with the wire and all types of materials that might be in this warehouse that I made up in my mind. And it was a different way of working with nailing and that type of thing, and gluing, which was different than my normal painting, but it was really so interesting for me and a lot of fun. It's true, it was a lot of fun to work like this. It was just a very different way of working, waiting for the glue to dry, or how do I hammer this and how do I attach this. But I learned a lot, and it was a wonderful experience, and I just love the results. I love all the different works, even this large piece here. It was really so unusual for me to work with this large size with the burning and to put all the wood in, and then you have to paint it and then burn it more. This whole process was really quite different from just my abstract painting, which is, my abstract painting is very lush. I'm really a kind of an abstract expressionist, lots of gesture, lots of color. So this whole body of work was very different for me. I don't know exactly why it came about at this time, but I'm very glad that it did. And as an artist, I'm just thankful to be able to create this work, and very, very grateful to be able to show it in a gallery so people can see it and appreciate it also, as I do.